Attention all healers and light workers and spiritually evolving beings. I've just got a important sharing I'd like to offer the community and to be able to provide a higher dimensional perspective as to a solution as we start moving out of this global pandemic and the various global lockdowns that are going on. Recently, a few weeks ago, my wife and I went down to Wellington in New Zealand to participate in some peaceful marches, some peaceful protests against the traffic light system and the various lockdowns that were happening around the place. And while we were there, we were energetically tuning in to the grids under the capital city of Wellington and under the Parliament building. In there, we found some very interesting architectures that I think is relevant to all the capital cities around the world, as we have subsequently found out. Under the grids there, we found that there was a dodecahedron. Inside the dodecahedron, there was a chest, like a sea chest, which was locked. So I burst open the dodecahedron using light language, used the ankh from Egypt to unlock the chest, which opened, and inside I found a contract that bound New Zealand Parliament up and through to Waitangi, where there was a Treaty of Waitangi a long time ago, which was then linked into City of London, the Vatican, Babylon, which linked in this whole energetic to the central control forces, the top of the pyramid, the elite groupings, the secret societies, the cabal, whatever it is you want to call those control groups. That was most interesting. So then I used my jade jagger to tear up the cords binding the contract, and I brought in Christof, the dragon that works with me, to burn through the contract and dissolve it. And inside the box, we also found another dragon that was trapped in there by these groupings. Dragons, the Nagas, are wonderful for activating the land grids. So immediately we were able to release the dragon and start to activate the earth grids, because obviously whatever's going on the morphogenic fields and the grids is the consciousness template upon which humanity is living upon. So having the dragon released was able to rise that consciousness up, which I think is very relevant. Then we found two-dimensional doorways, one lower and upper, that was preventing the light from the solar codes and the guardian forces from transmitting high amounts of light frequency through Parliament and through the capital city. So I called forth the Golden Phoenix and was able to, through the Golden Phoenix, was able to dissolve. We were able to dissolve those dimensional doorways, and enormous amounts of light came streaming into the capital, which was just wonderful to see. And all of this work that's done in the higher realms with these contracts obviously bind things in place. We did a review session and we connected with Spirit, and Spirit shared with us that this indeed has similar architecture in and around the capital cities of the world. Therefore, my wife and I and a dear brother are going to be doing ceremony here in New Zealand, setting up a very high dimensional template, and we're calling in all light workers, healers, and other beings around the planet who are energetically intelligent to be able to support with a healing transmission in a particular protocol. So far, we've gathered up about almost 1,000 participants in this transmission, where they're anchoring down light all around the planet, performing a specific ritual that we're all going to be doing together. It appears to have significance and importance, having the DNA of certain people on the land, especially in the capital cities, where we can holographically work through things. So we're gathering a group and a tribe together to do this work coming up on December 10. It'll be December 11, early in the morning in New Zealand, 3 a.m. in the morning here in New Zealand on December 11, which will be 3 p.m. in the afternoon Central European time, and it'll be 6 a.m. Pacific time in the US on Friday, December 10. If you're feeling called, please follow a link here to our Mighty Networks group. It's just a group where we're going to share the mission briefing, share the geometries that we want you to work with, and the protocol that we're going to be utilizing to bust open and remove many of these internal interferences that are going on in the grids under the Parliament buildings and capital cities, tying the things in to the central control forces, elite groupings, and the cabal. So if this is in resonance and you'd like to join this mission, please follow the link to Mighty Networks and just log yourself in there, and you'll see the briefing videos and the resources we've created for you. And of course, we'll be doing a beautiful review afterwards and letting you know how it all goes on. we feel that these steps are very important to allow that frequency to be raised up in the morphogenic fields and the grids, to raise up the consciousness of the mass public, which seem to be en masse under hypnotic spell of the mainstream media, which is a puppet, of course, to these central forces. So if this is in resonance with you, please follow the link below and join us as we do this work in the higher realms and do these clearings. It would be great to have your support, and there'll be a spreadsheet which you can fill in to let us know whereabouts in the world you are, so we can get a good blanketed coverage across the globe. So this is our time to stand and to shine and to roll up our sleeves. Many of us know that we incarnated to be here at this time during this great transition, which is going on right now as we transition from the old systems of enslavement that are linked into hierarchy and control to more distributed, decentralized systems where more the governance is held at the periphery rather than at the center, where we can have a more synarchy type organizational structure rather than hierarchical. So if this is in resonance, I look forward to seeing you on the inside of Mighty Networks, and also live and ritual coming up on early morning in New Zealand time, Saturday morning, December 11 at 3 a.m. All my love, and hope to see you in the realms.